Hey YouTube, what is up? And this is the Wolf Senpai here, bringing you with a new what if, and this is what if Deku had Koku's powers from the beginning, part 2. And basically, I left it off right when Deku, well, right before the hero and villains first each other, and let's recap. Basically, Deku's name ain't Izuku Midoriya, it's Koku now. This guy right here is Koku. So this guy right here is Deku. Okay. And, yeah. Basically, that's what's happening, and he basically killed a bunch of Reggies, so he's not a hero fanatic like he was. He's not afraid to kill anyone or anything like that. So yeah, basically that's what's happening. You see the guy with glasses? I accidentally called him Keith David, which is actually Keith Flick. Okay. And the girl right underneath Keith Flick, not the one right underneath Coke, not next to, under. The one with the eye drop and everything, that is Yuna. Basically, she played the role of Momo, okay? Just to warn you all, okay? Basically, that's what's happening. I forgot to mention that. But, yeah, after that, Bakugo saw Killer Bee's face, but he doesn't know it's Deku because when he saw Killer Bee, he was in his black skin and everything like that. So basically, that's what's happening. He saw his sword arm and everything, but he didn't see his skin or anything like that. Like, he saw his skin, his sword, and basically that's it. And basically, Deku was looking for Momo because that's his one true love, and blah blah blah. We're gonna skip. They basically had the physical exam, and now, well, Deku scored first in basically every single thing besides the ball throw because, for the jump test, he basically could just fly. And basically, he has unlimited stamina and everything like that. So, basically, everyone gets pushed down. And I don't know what place Momo got in the actual anime. So she gets second place because she was actually experimented on, has super speed, stamina. She can't even get poisoned or anything like that because they're immune. And basically that is what's happening. So we're gonna skip to when they actually start the exam. You see All Might saying, "I'm going in," blah blah blah, saying that same speech we're having a hero versus villain. They choose the cards and everything like that. And I don't think no one is gonna know that. Well, actually, no, they all know that Momo and Deku are dating because I made it where they were holding hands and they walked to the door and everything like that. So basically, that is what's happening, and since I don't see there really being any changes with the hero and villain change besides Deku, basically he still gets put on the same team with Uraka. Uraka says, "Let's do our best." He says, "Yeah." I mean, he's depressed that he wasn't on the same team with Momo and everything, but they know that they can't always be on the same team and fight with each other and all that crap. So basically that is what's happening. And freaking Deku, when they walk in, Bakugo is gonna still blow up stuff. And basically that's what's happening. He blows up stuff. I don't know if you would still call Deku because he actually did not meet Deku until, well, this point. Well, he met B, but he doesn't know that B is Deku, so let's just say that he still calls him Deku and everything like that. And basically the fight's gonna happen. Since Bakugo can't move as fast as Deku, it's really going to be a slaughter. But let's just say that Deku makes his sword hand and Bakugo is a little confused. Deku tells Uraka to go up, find the bomb, and everything like that. And basically, Bakugo is confused that Deku has the same thing on the same arm as Killer B does, but he doesn't have the same skin color and everything. Maybe they're relatives. That is what he's thinking. Basically, that's what's happening. They're fighting. Since Deku has a healing factor, he heals really fast and everything like that. Basically, he can tank his explosions, and basically, he's gonna be fighting sometime. Not like tempting to kill, but like disorientate because Momo convinced him to actually stop killing people, be all that crap, and basically, yeah. So, freaking Deku fights. Because Deku can move faster than the eye can see, he can move so fast that freaking rain will stop moving, okay? That is how fast he can move. And because if you've seen the anime, you will see that happen. But, I'm not telling you who he's fighting, but it does happen. And basically that is what's happening. He fights him, he beats him, and everything like that. Then he's going up to where Uraka is, and freaking he's gonna distract Ida, since Ida can't move as fast as when rain freaking stops moving, like it's floating in the air, and that's how fast he's moving, like it's not dropping or anything like that. That is how fast he can move. And I think that the speed battle, because Ida is only fast with his legs, he's not fast with his hands or anything like that, so he's basically in a disadvantage. So freaking Deku would fight Ida, and then in the middle of the fight, he would basically, Uraka would run, touch the bomb, and then they would hear right when Deku's getting ready to punch Ida in the face, they say heroes win, and he stops, and then there's a big shockwave right there, smashing a few windows. I don't know if there was actually windows in the room. I'm just gonna say there is, and a whole bunch of windows just shattered and everything, just from the sheer shockwave of that. Yeah. And basically that is what's happening, and they say, who's the MVP of this situation, and basically they go, since it wouldn't be Bakugo because he would still blow up the wall and everything, so he would be the lowest, since Deku fought hand-to-hand combat and basically knocked him out, basically, and then helped distract it, and okay, so basically, I guess Deku would be the MVP instead of, yeah. So, basically, instead of Ida being the MVP. So, basically, that's what's happening. And freaking Deku is gonna be... They're gonna basically... We're gonna skip to the USJ incident. Basically, they're all standing there, listening to 13. I don't know if 13 was a boy or a girl. I kind of can't remember if 13 was a boy or a girl. I think it was I don't really remember, man. All I saw was the person wearing... I called it an it, because if I don't know the gender, I'm just going to call it an it. Because why assume gender? Am I right? I don't want to become sexist. So, yeah. If you don't know a gender, call it an it. But, basically, that is what's happening. And I'm going to say, when the USJ incident happens, there's a few Reggies with them, okay? And basically, yeah, there's a few Reggies and everything like that. Momo and Deku know that there's Reggies and everything because they have that little drug, yellow liquid that they see them drinking, because Reggies need that to survive for some odd reason, to keep them a little sane. Not that much, but it keeps them sane a little bit. And basically that is what's happening. Then they get teleported by Shigaraki and what's his name? I honestly can't remember that guy's name. Why can't I remember his name? Anyways, yeah. That's what's happening, and since Deku want to be teleporting with Momo, Ida would still escape, go and try and find help. And basically that is what's happening. But let's say that no one teleports where Deku teleports, so basically Frogi, I don't know her real name, to be honest. Yeah, basically they don't teleport with him, so he's basically all alone falling in the river, and they're all like, yes, it's basically, I'm gonna say they're all Reggies, not all like villains. Every single one of them is a Reggie, okay? And let's say that Deku sprouts his wings, pulls out a sword, and everything, because Momo convinced him not to kill them and kill anymore and all that crap. He's just gonna cut off arms and legs of every single person to make them float. And if they die by bleeding out, they die by bleeding out. That's what he's thinking. And basically, they all just float to the nearest surface and to the closest land and everything, swimming, saying this guy's a monster and everything. And I'm gonna say that he's flying in the air and he sees Aizawa getting his head beaten in by the Nomu, because I don't think anything would change when he's fighting. So basically everyone is still gonna basically do the same thing besides Deku, because Deku landed alone this time and no one saw what he just did. And the freaking pond, lake, I don't know what that was, to be honest. Because it was not. It freaking had a boat in it. Okay, come on now. It was a lake. I guarantee you that was a lake. It was not a pond. But it has red in it now because Deku cut off arms and legs and everything like that of the freaking of the Reggies. Gonna think of the name for a second. Of the Reggies, and basically Deku is fighting, and then he sees the Nomu smashing Aizawa's head, and so he goes to help out. And since Deku has superhuman strength and healing factor and a sword, but I know that the Nomu has shock resistance, but I don't think it has blade resistance. I don't think that it can just freaking tank a whole freaking blade in it, so because I don't really think that it could, to be honest. So basically, I'm gonna say this is what's happening. Basically, Deku is gonna, because Deku can move faster than the naked eye can see, he's gonna fly as fast as he can, hit the Nomu, makes the Nomu fly back. I'm just not like fly back because it has shock resistance. It's just gonna slide back, basically lidding. I'm gonna say it slides back, let's say 8 feet, not that far. Because it was freaking All Might was having trouble hitting this thing. So basically that's what's happening. He makes sure that Aizawa is okay. Shigaraki tells him to attack the kid and everything like that. And basically this is what's gonna happen. Deku's gonna make his sword arm reappear and everything, and basically put his hand on it and everything, give like anything that comes across my blade deserves death, same as Koku would say, and basically touch it and then put his hand all the way to the top of the blade, sliding it really fast, and then it would turn into blue steel and everything like that. And Shigaraki is shocked that what he just said deserves death, anything that comes against his blade and everything. So basically, Deku's flying in the air, fighting the Nomu, and trying to figure out what his weakness is because it keeps on healing and everything like that. So he looks and he notices the brain, and he flies down and stabs the brain. And this is exactly when All Might appears and everything. And basically, Deku's skin is now black. Okay, that his skin is no longer white or pale or whatever. It is black and everything like that. And basically, Bakugo hasn't noticed Deku yet, so basically that is what's happening, and freaking everything's happening the same. All Might sees that what Deku just did and everything, and he's like, young man, what did you just do? And I don't know. I know. Been a terrible impression. But he says that it was just a mindless creature that they created and everything like that. So, and he says that I dealt with it and everything. And basically, that is what's happening. Deku would fight Shigaraki and Tomura? I don't freaking remember that guy's name at all. Teleporting guy, the Shadow, I don't really know his name at all. But All Might goes to see, Deku calls out Shigaraki goes to fight Deku, and basically that's what's happening, and All Might says, are you sure you got this? And he says, yeah, I got this. And basically, All Might leaves to go apprehend all the other. And he says, you ruined everything, blah, blah, blah. Acting like it was all a game to him. Basically, you were not supposed to be the player and all that. Basically, that is what's happening. And basically, Deku is winning the fight because Shigaraki would touch him and everything. Notice that his arm's decaying and everything, and then he lets go, and then all of a sudden his arm just starts regenerating and everything. And basically, Deku says, I can't die. Well, I have a healing factor that's so fast that either way, I am gonna win and everything like that. So either give up willingly or lose a bunch of limbs and everything. And he's shocked that he hears this, and then he says that we gotta get out of here. Then they teleport away right when Deku's charging at him, getting ready to cut off one of his limbs. I'm gonna say it was an arm and everything like that. And basically that is what's happening at the incident. And I've been recording for 17 minutes, so basically that is what's happening. And I'm going to say that Deku's still in his black skin, his sword arm is still out and everything, and Bakugo is just walking and everything, and he sees Deku and everything, and he looks so familiar and everything, and he's wearing the same outfit as Deku. Then he looks back and everything, and he notices that he has black skin, same as Killer B did, and everything like that. And, I mean, they're still Killer Bee incidents, but they're fake. They notice that the lines aren't as the same as his, so basically that. And basically that's what's happening. And freaking Deku changes back to his original skin color. His eye turns back to normal. And freaking everything happens. Every single villain that got left behind gets arrested and everything like that. They notice that a whole bunch of villains are missing a bunch of limbs and everything like that. And everything. They're wondering what just happened and everything. They're saying, keep that monster away from us and everything like that. And freaking Momo's like, what did you do, Deku? Well, what did you do, Koku? And everything. Like scolding him. I told you not to freaking kill anyone. And he's like, I didn't kill anyone. And everything. And they're having their own conversation. And I'm going to say that Bakugo's listening in and everything. And basically that's what's happening. And basically that's what's going to happen. He says that I haven't killed anyone since I found you and everything. I just cut off a few of their body parts. What's so wrong with that? I mean, that is what's happening. So, yeah. And Bakugo is listening in, and I'm pretty sure Deku or Momo would have noticed and everything, and basically moved really fast and caught Bakugo off guard and everything and said, "How much did you hear?" And basically that's what Deku's gonna say, and freaking he says, I didn't hear anything, lying obviously, and says, "Listen, I am done with the section's Killer Bee and everything. I haven't killed anyone since. I'm done with that. Because they tried to kill me, it was mostly under self-defense because they were sending them after me and all that, and talking and everything. Says that he wants a peaceful life and basically convinces Bakugo to not tell, but Bakugo's still going to keep an eye on him and everything like that. And basically no one knows what Killer Bee looks like besides Keith Flick, his detective friend, and everything like that. Basically, that is what's happening. And Deku is gonna get on with the and how long have I been recording? 20 minutes. Should I do the yeah, I'm just gonna go on with it. Basically, the incident happens. They vote for the class representative. Freaking Deku and Momo are the top, and I think because Deku ain't as shy as he was, he would accept it instead of giving it to Ida like he did. And mainly because Momo is the vice rep and everything like that. And he gets to hang out with her while he does his work. So he thinks that it's actually really good and everything. And they're known as the power couple and everything at school. So that's basically what's happening. And freaking Momo and them give their speech. Then basically the alarm goes off. They hear everyone starts running in the hallway, and they notice that it's just a bunch of news reporters. So I think instead of Ida like getting up and everything and shouting out like he did, I think that Deku would sprout out his wings and start flying out in the air and start shouting and say it's just a bunch of news reporters, basically saying the same thing Ida did. Basically, that is what's happening, and yeah, and then basically we're gonna skip. I don't know how long they waited until they hear about the what's it called, the tournament. I don't really remember what the arc was called, to be honest, but basically the UA something. That's all I remember. The UA tournament. I don't really remember the name of the arc at all. Basically, they hear about it. Deku is... I might make this 30 minutes if I have to, because I'm going to finish it off right at the end. So basically, Deku... I don't really want Deku to give a speech because I really don't know what Deku would say, because he's not the same Deku. He's not going to give a good speech. I'm just going to say Bakugo goes up, gives the same speech saying that he's going to win and everything like that. And basically, the race is going to start. And freaking, when the race starts... Shoto or Todoroki, which whenever you prefer. I prefer to call him Shoto because that is his actual name. It's not his surname, it's his given name. I prefer to call people by their given name, so I call him Shoto, okay? Leave me alone. But Shoto still freezes, the ice starts running. Since Deku has wings, he's gonna fly all the way to the finish. Basically, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna fly all the way up, get to the robots part, because since he can fly and everything, they're gonna hear like how many corks, like he's flying, so he has a flying cork and everything like that. His wings are his cork, and then all of a sudden, he pulls out his sword arm, and they're like, he has a sword arm and everything, and he's just slicing the robots up like it's nothing, and then his skin's gonna turn black and everything, and basically, they're gonna say what's happened to his skin, and Mr. Zawa's gonna say, I actually don't know. I think it's just like a defense mechanism. Like when his skin turns black, it maybe is like increases his defense so he can like take more hits and everything like that. And that's what they think it is. I really don't know what the skin turning black means, to be honest. And he says that they're gonna zoom in on his face and everything. Notice that one eye is black and one eye is blue and everything. And they notice that they ask what's wrong with his eye and everything, and they're gonna say like, I actually don't know. Whenever his eye gets bigger, he never told us what the ability of his eye is. We just know that he has an ability in his eye. That is all we know. I mean, we tried asking his girlfriend out, and she said that it's a secret and everything like that. I'm sorry if you hear something whining. A dog is whining at the freaking door. But, freaking shut up. But, freaking, sorry about that. The dog's whining. Dang, she won't stop whining. But, I said quiet. But, dang, she's not stopping. I'm just gonna freaking breeze through this now because I have to. And basically, Deku is gonna slice through them all. And then, since the rope part and everything, he doesn't have to climb the rope or like rock climb or anything like that. So he can just fly up and everything. And then he sees the mines and everything. He can just fly right over the mines. And he's gonna finish first really fast. By the time freaking Shoto and Bakugo freaking get there, yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen. So yeah, Katsuki or Kachan, but I mean, Deku's not gonna call him Kachan anymore. Like, he's gonna call him Bakugo. But basically, Deku's gonna finish by the time they reach the robots. That's basically what's gonna happen. And basically, since they got to choose who they were on their team for the headband contest, I think Momo would be on Deku's team because that is his girlfriend and that his boyfriend girlfriend. Uraka will be on there. The shadow guy will be on there as well, and the pink hair girl as well. I forgot to freaking mention her. Basically, that's the team, and Deku's on top. Same. Basically, since Deku has wings, he could basically fly up and snatch basically snatch every single one, not every single one legitly, but he can snatch a whole bunch. Since he can freaking move as fast where the naked eye can't see, he can basically move his entire body, just that way no one actually can see him. Basically, Deku's team is gonna win, and then freaking some of them are gonna have to drop out. Basically, they enter in the tournament part, and the tournament part, he goes, that tail guy, the guy with the tail cord, tells him about, Mineta, was that his name? It starts with an M. The guy that if you answer his question, you get hypnotized. And basically, he hears about he doesn't hear exactly, but he basically doesn't answer the question and everything. And basically hits him in the gut, knocking him out and everything because this is a really strong hit. And that's basically what's happening. And Deku then goes to later on to fight Shoto, and Shoto's father asks him to make Shoto use his fire and everything like that, and he says, why do I have to do that? If he wants to use his fire, he has to use it himself. I can't do anything about that. Saying all that crap, and basically the fight's gonna get on. Since Deku and it can fly, he's gonna be dodging all the ice that basically is touching the ground, and basically, since I don't know, I mean, if he can, like, make the ice fly in the air, like a freaking ice spike just flying in the air. I know he can do that if it's touching the ground, but I don't think he can just make it throw in the air. But I don't think he can right yet, anyways. They haven't done anything with that. But basically, he's using his ice. Deku tells him to use his fire, that it's not your father's fire, it's your fire, it's your quirk, it's a part of you. If it was your father's, you would have ice as well, and blah, 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 giving him the same speech and everything. Then he's going to use his fire, and then in his eyes at the same time, and basically Deku's gonna smile and say good, and basically he cut the ice when it's flying at him. I mean, his sword arm is really strong. The only way to, like, his weak spot is at the end of the sword where his arm is. That's the only way to, like, beat it. But basically that's what's happening, and then he makes his sword leg, and he just starts slicing through the ice and everything like that, getting pushed back on the edge, and I'm gonna say that he sprouts his wings out and flies up in the air at the last second, and basically it goes around bullet speed and everything, and hits, basically kicks with his kneecap, basically kicks Shoto and makes him fly into the wall, and Deku wins the fight this time. And then freaking Deku is fighting Bakugo. Bakugo is basically going all out, and no, because Momo is actually in the tournament. I think Momo would actually beat Bakugo, so I'm going to scratch what I just said, because Momo is faster than Bakugo and everything like that, and she does have a healing factor, same as Deku, and she can make her own weapons and everything like that, so I think that since she can move at bullet speed, well, a speed that the naked eye can't see, so Bakugo won't be able to keep up or anything like that, so I think Momo would be in the finals instead of Bakugo in this, and basically, Momo and Deku would be talking and everything. Momo would say, "You better not go easy on me, Koku," and everything like that. And he says, "I'm not going to go easy on you because I know I'm going to have to go all out against you." And everything, yeah. Basically, the announcer is going to say, "Look at this. The boyfriend and girlfriend have to go up against each other," because I'm pretty sure people would know that they are boyfriend and girlfriend and everything like that. And basically they're going to be going so fast that all they see is sparks in the air and everything like that when the match starts, and everyone's going to be trying to keep up. Like, I think only All Might and Azawa and like a few heroes will be able to keep up with their speed, because they're not going all out right yet. So basically they're going at it, freaking sword, Deku's slicing the swords that she's creating in half and everything like that, and basically she keeps on creating new ones, and then they keep on going at it, and then all of a sudden they stop, and Deku has his sword right in between two of her swords. I'm just gonna say she's using two right now and everything, and basically they stop and everyone can see what just happened and everything, and then they jump back and everything like that. Then all of a sudden they all go back to the naked eye where they can't see them move at all, and basically that is what's happening. And then freaking Deku sprouts out his wings, starts flying through the air and everything, and then just starts flying, and she's trying to dodge and everything, and she's like, "So you know we're gonna kick it up a notch and everything." So basically they're going all out now. And basically not even the heroes can keep up with their speed anymore, because they're moving even faster now. And basically not freaking Deku will basically sprout his wings back into his back, slide on, spin kick her feet, kick her in the back and everything, and she'll go flying out of the ring. Basically, that's how I'm going to say that this happened. And basically, Deku is all out of breath, and so is Momo and everything, and they're both laughing and everything, saying that they had a really good spar. They called this a sparring match, and everyone was shocked when they said that. That was a real good sparring match and everything. They both started laughing and everything, and they announced that Koku is the winner and everything, but remember, Koku is Deku now, because Black Wing King that's what Koku means, and basically like that. And they basically have the medals. They say when Deku gets his first place medal, freaking Deku, he gives them and said, you give a really good fight and everything like that. You amazed me out there and everything like that. And freaking, he says that you gotta keep on pushing him to his full, talking to Momo about, like, you gotta make Deku, freaking experience life to its fullest, because I'm pretty sure everyone know that Deku is an orphan and that he didn't have a real good childhood, and I think All Might would say, you're probably the best thing in his entire life right now, and everything. So until he whispers into Momo's ear, you are going to be the best thing in his life, and right now, until you two have a kid, then he's going to have another thing to be protective about, and she's going to be bright red, and he's going to be smiling with that All Might smile and everything. And then so let's see, who should I give third place to? Should I give it to Bakugo, or should I give it to Shoto? I'm gonna give it to Shoto. Bakugo is